Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have so much to go over here regarding the Warzone Vanguard integration, because this is going to be significantly different from how we transitioned from regular Verdansk to Verdansk 84. This is just such an entire different process, and there's a ton of information you guys need to know before we drop into the brand new map. And no, I'm not messing with you guys. The Warzone servers are indeed going to go offline, and so I'm going to tell you guys everything you need to know. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Speaking of, if you guys enjoy it, drop a like in the next 5 seconds for some good luck, and subscribe with all notifications turned on. I'm on the road to 800,000 subscribers. So the first thing we have to go over that I need to make sure that is very crystal clear is that everybody knows that Verdansk itself, Verdansk 84, Verdansk, whatever you want to call it, is going to be no longer as soon as we get the brand new Pacific map, Caldera. And what I mean by that is that Verdansk is going to pretty much do exactly what they do with, the old Fortnite maps. And for any of you guys that have played Fortnite, they pretty much go from one map to the other. They actually, just as of like a day ago, got into chapter 3. So they pretty much threw out the old map and in with the new map, and you cannot touch the old map anymore. It's the same sort of thing that Warzone's going to be doing. So you guys are not going to be able to touch the regular Verdansk map anymore as soon as this update goes through. So for you guys that are actually wondering when this update does officially go live, and this whole thing actually does go live, and you guys are going to be able to check out the new map, this does go live for everybody that actually owns Call of Duty Vanguard, the actual base game, and doesn't just play Warzone for free on December 8th. And that starts at around 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But if you do not own Vanguard and you only just play Warzone for free, you get access to it 24 hours later on December 9th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. However, though, leading up to this change, there's going to be a few different things that are going on here in Warzone that I need to make sure you guys understand. It has to do with playlists, and of course then the servers going offline. So over on the Warzone Trello board, they haven't officially announced this yet on their public social medias, but they have put out there that there's going to be some different playlist updates and changes here coming up to the last days of Verdansk, and starting actually around the time of making this video, when you guys are gonna be able to see it when it goes live, we have the first ever playlist update, and that is indeed going to be called the Last Hours of Verdansk playlist. And that goes live at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on December 6th. So for any of you guys who are seeing this after December 6th, you guys should get in there and enjoy, obviously, your last hours of Verdansk, because that is indeed going to be the last time you will ever be able to play Verdansk 84, unless they somehow decide to bring it back at a later date, which they possibly might do that. I mean, who knows? It's Call of Duty, it's Activision. They find out people want to play it, maybe they'll bring back for a limited time mode, but I would not count on that. And then what's even crazier, which does remind me of how Fortnite has done their transitions from chapter 1 to chapter 2, and then chapter 2 here into recently chapter 3, is that there is going to be a thing called a shutdown. And that starts at December 7th at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The servers will go dark until Caldera early access starts on December 8th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m., there will be no Warzone whatsoever. It doesn't matter if you're playing Verdansk or if you're playing Rebirth. I do believe all the servers are going to be fully taken offline, because they do have to indeed switch over the game engine from the current Modern Warfare 2019 game engine to the Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer engine that we have right now, which is an enhanced, pretty much like a 2.0 version of what we have on Modern Warfare 2019. For those guys that haven't dived into Vanguard, it feels very similar, and to be honest, it feels kind of more refined and smoother. So I think a lot of you guys are going to really enjoy that game engine. Personally, I myself love it, and I think it's going to do very well here in Warzone. But to me, that's crazy that Call of Duty and Activision is indeed going to be taking the servers offline. That's the first time I do believe they've ever done something like that, and it's just because, I mean, it's such a huge undertaking to switch over every single asset in the game, because all the Modern Warfare guns are going over, all the Cold War guns are going over, and of course, the Vanguard guns are going into the game. Now that we know all the stuff that's happening leading up into it, I should probably give you guys a little bit of information about what's going to be happening as far as different map locations and what the map is indeed going to really look like. But before we get into some of those map locations, I do want to tell you guys that the different game modes that are going to be coming with it are going to be pretty similar. So for those of you guys that really like different resurgence modes, like playing classic, battle royale, so on and so forth, you guys are going to be fully taken care of. But the modes here are going to be coming into the game as follows. We have Caldera Battle Royale, which is pretty much regular battle royale. We have Caldera Plunder, for those of you guys that like plunder. We have Vanguard Royale and Vanguard Plunder and Vanguard Resurgence. And what these modes are specifically designed to only have the Vanguard weapons. There's no Cold War stuff, there's no Modern Warfare stuff, and there's also going to be the ability to do different World War II-esque things like fly the planes and be able to do dogfights and hop on AA guns to be able to take out those planes. Planes and the AA guns and all that stuff that is specific to World War II in that playlist will not be available in the regular playlist of Caldera. And then of course we have Rebirth Island, which will be making its return to the game. I don't know too much information on if it's going to be getting reskinned, if it's going to get updated somehow, some way. What we do know though is that it's going to be getting taken taken out of the game for at least a week or probably 2 weeks at max, and then it will be making its return. So of course, if you guys like Rebirth, don't fret, it will be back. But in the meantime, you're going to have Caldera with a bunch of different resurgence game modes and everything like that, and so it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Now that we've covered all the different game modes, let's show you guys some of the locations, as I'm not sure a lot of you out there have really seen a lot of this. Myself, I didn't really see any of this until I looked it all up, because it hasn't been as publicized as it probably should be to get people as hyped to be able to jump into the new map. As far as the locations go, the first one I have here today is going to be the Caldera Capital Alioni Hale. This is going to be inspired by the building in downtown Honolulu, Hawaii. The next one after that is going to be called Caldera Peak, or the Haleakea Observatory. I don't know exactly how to say that, but it says Caldera has much more elevation than Verdansk, and the highest point is marked by a military battery installation on top of a dormant volcano that appears to be inspired by the observatory in Maui, Hawaii. After that, we have the Caldera Terminal, which is Caldera's airfield, is overlooked by a tall control tower that bears a striking resemblance to the Ford Island control tower in Pearl Harbor. And when I read this, what it gives me the vibes of is that, well, there's going to be more places for people to camp in a tall tower. I was really hoping we get rid of a tall tower-esque thing over at airport like we have in Verdansk. That was never fun to be able to get people out of, because there's pretty much like one way up there was a zip line. There was like a one-way zip line up there to death. So I mean, I hope that's not the case with this. After that, we have the Caldera Royal Cabana Resort, which is the Royal Hawaiian Hotel. It says Warzone's Pacific Royal Cabana Resort appears to be heavily inspired by the Royal Hawaiian Hotel in Honolulu, Hawaii. And then the final location we know the name of, and that's going to be Caldera's Shark's Lair Submarine Pen, and that is the Lorient Submarine Base. Caldera's Shark Lair Submarine Pen, also included in Vanguard, is clearly inspired by the Lorient Submarine Base in Lorient, France. It also says that the submarine base was used throughout the Second World War to harbor U-boats, and it seems Raven Software has recreated it in the Pacific. It has almost exactly the same shape with similar gunner mounts on top. So that's all the information you guys need to go regarding the map, the locations, the playlist updates, the servers going offline, all the times, the dates, everything. Of course, there's going to be more stuff here regarding Season 1, the different stuff that's going to be coming in through a battle pass, through the different weapons, the character unlocks, so on and so forth. That's going to be a whole separate video, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe if you are brand new, turn on those post notifications, and just remember, don't look out, don't be Randy, and I'm out. Peace.